Hiya, welcome to GGKCS, the multi-generational podcast / FlossTube for fans of all things knitting, cross-stitching, geeky. Today is Sunday, the 27th of December, 2020, and this is Stitch With Me, episode 36. Yeah, I think 36. I'd like to say a big welcome back to all our returning viewers. Love y'all. And a big hiya to any new viewers. Thanks for giving us a shot. Hope you enjoy the show. Today I am continuing to stitch on Baba Black Sheep by the Prairie Schooler, which is a pattern that was gifted to me by Michelle Bindi Stitchy, and I'm stitching this on 18 count Ada dyed pink by Erin the 2 Martini Stitcher. I don't know if I'm going to get this finished today. I'm in a little bit of a rush because I have a meeting in 36 minutes. So we'll see. We'll see how far I get. I hope y'all had a lovely, lovely Christmas or winter holiday, whatever it is that you celebrate. It was a quiet one here. We on Christmas Eve, we watched Polar Express, which is our tradition, and then had a snack dinner, and then read Story of Jesus' Birth from Scripture and opened gifts from under the tree. And then on Christmas morning, hello Pink Pearl, did you come? You want to be in the video? I was sitting at our dining room table that we don't use as a dining room table, and she's right here below my feet. So, Christmas morning, we opened stockings and had cinnamon rolls for breakfast and FaceTime with family, and we had a mid-afternoon Christmas meal of ham and sides, and we watched the first Indiana Jones movie, which we've seen all of them 15 zillion times. So it was just a fun rewatch. Yesterday, on Boxing Day, we watched the new Wonder Woman 1984 movie. So, and I finished my Catvink cowl that I was knitting every day along with my advent calendar, my yarn advent calendar for Vlogmas. And Dammy helped me weigh all the yarn, and there's enough actually to do probably like 3 of the cowls. I'm not going to do that. I am, though, going to knit another one. I'm going to probably send the first one to my bestie, Katie, over in England, and keep the second one for me. I'm keeping the yarn in the same color order as it came in, but I did modify where I started. If you just heard a jingle bell, that is on Pink Pearl's collar. I modified where I started, so I think I started with day 23 color, and the reason I did that is because I wanted one set of the cats to be pink. So that is what I did. So I cast on a lot of stitches, almost 200 stitches provisionally, which takes forever, and then knit the first clue, which was the twitching whiskers. I'm going to try to keep up with it and do a clue a day, which, would have me finishing, let's see, I started on the 26th, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, so that would have me finishing like on the 19th of January, so we'll see if I can keep up that pace. It's not a big deal if I can't. I'm going to wait and send it to her when I finish her youngest son Izzy's birthday socks, which are probably close to halfway done on both of them because I'm knitting them concurrently on 9-inch circular needles that I call Zoom needles. Oh my gosh, I have to tell you all this. It is so funny. So if you're not a knitter or if you're new here, you may not know that I knit socks on 9-inch circular needles. So it's just the circumference of the sock. And I call them zoom needles because you are just literally knitting round and round and round without having to adjust your needles, or, you know, if you're doing that magic loop, or if you are two circulars, or if you're using double pointed needles or whatever. So I have affectionately named them zoom needles, and other people have taken up that name as well. Well, I got a message yesterday from my friend Julia, and she told me that her husband had just told her that he had called, I don't know how many local yarn shops, asking for zoom needles because he wanted to buy her some, and the local yarn shops were so confused. They didn't know what he was talking about, and he was like, no, that's what she calls them. That's what she calls them. That's what they're called. So Julia and I decided that, you know, it needs to be our mission to, you know, let everyone in the knitting world know that 9-inch circular needles are affectionately named zoom needles. So that made me crack up so hard when she texted me that. So yeah, craziness. Okay, I'm trying to think what else. I'm continuing to do Vlogmas all the way through. My last recording day will be on the 31st, which is on Thursday, and that video will go live on Friday. And the big part of the reason that I do that is because we continue doing our random acts of kindness over on Instagram through the 31st. So every day over on my Instagram, cc_JavaPearl, JAVAPURL, you can enter to win any one of our single knitting patterns. But the 29th, 30th, and 31st, we do an ebook giveaway. So we have 10 ebooks available in the world. And so what on those 3 days, we don't ask you what pattern or ebook you would like to win. We ask you each day a different question about crafting. You know, I can't remember what ones we decided on, but, you know, kind of in the vein of like, what was your favorite thing that you finished this year? Or, you know, is there a project you're excited to start next? Just things in that vein. And each of the 3 days we use random number. Actually, we use Siri, and I ask Siri to give me a random number. And so we choose a person each of those 3 days. And then after we choose the person from the 31st, we again ask Siri to pick a random number, then between 1 and 3 for those 3 people that were chosen. And the number that is chosen, that person gets all 10 of our ebooks, and the other 2 people get their choice of 1 of our ebooks. So that is a big part of the reason that I keep doing Vlogmas all the way through, even though my advent calendars are over and Christmas Day has passed. We want to keep that going so that we can share who the winners are of the patterns and the ebooks. So I'll keep doing that over on our YouTube channel. And the giveaways will continue on my Instagram, cc_JavaPearl. Trying to think what else. I mean, it'll be a fairly normal week, you know, with, you know, back to work and such like that. Yeah. My book club meets tomorrow night virtually. So I have that. I finished reading the book last night, and it was good. It was good. So I'm looking forward. The author is joining us. So I'm looking forward to that conversation tomorrow night. So, okay. I went through my list of like questions that I've been answering over the last 2-ish weeks or so, and I picked 4 questions. So we're going to answer those 4 questions, and then we're going to call a day because I want to make sure and make my appointment, which is in 28 minutes. So, okay, so the first question I'm going to answer is, what is your most embarrassing experience where you forgot an important piece of information? Okay, well, let me preface that by saying in case you don't know, or if you do, you may have forgotten, I have fibromyalgia. And so I get brain fog and I forget things. Things that, you know, normally someone would remember. And I never know what I'm going to forget. And there was one day I was talking to someone and I was trying to tell them something about my bestie, Katie, who lives over in England, and I just lost Katie's name. I just could not bring it to mind. And it took probably 5 minutes before it came to mind and everything. And I just felt like so embarrassed a little bit about it. I mean, thankfully the person I was talking to knew about my fibromyalgia and knew it wasn't like I'm purposely trying to forget her name. But I hate instances like that where there's something that I should remember, but then things that you wouldn't think you would remember, like I remember a phone number from when I was in grade school. I mean, 6261560. Why do I need to know that number? Do my family still have that number? No. But that number is like ingrained in my head. Why can I remember things like commercials from when I was a kid? Scruff McGruff, Chicago, Illinois, 60652. Why is that rememberable in my head when I can't remember other things? Who knows? Who knows? But that is one of the reasons that I am so adamant about making lists. And I have not only we use Google Calendars and we like all share our calendars so that we can each have access and know what's going on in each of our lives, which is important, like if you're trying to schedule an appointment or something. But I also have a planner. And for many years, I used just a plain journal and made my own bullet journal made my own like planner using the bullet journal system. Last year and this year, 2020, as well as for 2021, I am using a happy planner, but using some of the organizing techniques from the bullet journal system. So, and then like I also have a wall calendar that doesn't have everything on it, but like it has birthdays, and it actually has the episode numbers for each of our Stitch With Me's and our full-length episodes. And like if I have a doctor's appointment, it has like payday stuff on it, things like that, that I want to be able to know at a glance. Like if I had a doctor's appointment on Thursday, I would not want to plan, a dentist appointment as well, or whatever, you know what I mean? So, yeah, I probably overcompensate so that I don't forget things like that. Or, if there's something on my to-do list that I need to do, or even my weekly chores that I do on Saturdays, those are always listed out in my planner so that I don't forget to do any of them. So, yeah, there we go. Okay, what is one ritual you have in your everyday life that you love? This is something that I had done in the past, and I started back doing it again during the COVID, and that is meditation. I'm using the app Insight Timer, and they have you can pay for it, but there's also a free level to it, and I just use the free level, and I use the actual timer part where I have chosen like what background sound, which usually is like water, like rolling or a river kind of sound. Am I in the right hole? Yes. And also to have a chime or bell at each minute, so that I know where I am in the meditation. And I think today actually might be day 160 consecutive days of doing it during the pandemic. So, and some days it's literally like a minute. Some days it's 5 minutes, but, I do what I can, and I've been using the mantra. It's well mantra, but it's actually a prayer from Julian of Norwich, and it's all shall be well, and all shall be well, and all manner of things shall be well. And so I've been using that kind of as my mantra for most of the pandemic, doing that. So I do it in the evening when I first crawl into bed, and before I like take my medication and read and all those things. So it is a nice ritual that I have developed, and one that I plan to continue doing, because I feel like it. This year's been so stressful and such with the COVID and everything. So I feel like this is a good ritual for me and a good habit for me to have, just to take those few minutes to breathe and calm and relax. So yeah, that is the ritual that I do. Trying to put these stitches over here in the tail. I don't know if I'm going to finish this today. We'll see. I don't think I will, but I'm going to try. Okay, finish this sentence. When I am at a social gathering, one thing that ruins it for me is if there are too many people. I don't like crowded rooms, and so if there are too many people, it just becomes overwhelming for me, and I can't deal with it. So I prefer smaller gatherings of people for social events. I mean, and you can't always have it that way. Like it happened virtually this year, but Dammy's University does a performance every year called Sacred Sounds of Christmas. And it's like a one night, one time only thing each year where the choirs and the bands and orchestras and all of that do this performance. And obviously, if I'm going to go to that, I just have to deal with the number of people that there are because I don't have an option. But if it's something where it's not like a performance like that or going to see a theater show or whatever, if it's just kind of a social gathering, whether it's over dinner or, a game night or whatever, if there's too many people, it's too overwhelming for me. I can't deal with it. So, yeah. I also don't like super crowded like buses, or if a store is like super crowded. Yeah, I don't like crowded spaces. So, okay, and this will be the last one I'm going to answer, and it is plane, train, or automobile. What is your most memorable trip in one of these? And actually, the trip that I'm thinking of used all of these. So when we were living over in Edinburgh, Scotland, for Dammy's 16th birthday, we surprised them with a trip to Cardiff, Wales. So we flew from Edinburgh to Cardiff because for some reason the train tickets for between those two were unusually high, and we're not sure why. But so we flew from Edinburgh to Cardiff, and we were there I think for a couple of days, and we did like the Doctor Who experience and did some touristy things in and around Cardiff, museums and different things like that. And then we took a train from Cardiff to Birmingham, England, where my bestie and her family live. And they picked us up from the train station, so that's where the automobile comes in. And I can't remember how many days we stayed there, but Dammy and my and Katie's birthdays are all in October, and so we loved celebrating them together. So we celebrated birthdays together and just spent some good time together with them before we took a train back from Birmingham to Edinburgh, where we were living. So that was a lovely, lovely trip, and I'm so glad we got to do it, especially because I think the Doctor Who experience closed down. I don't think that it's happening anymore. I could be wrong, but it was really, really cool to do that. We really enjoyed that, and all maybe of the spin-off series Torchwood was filmed in Cardiff, and so we were able to like go to some certain places where filming was had been done in the past, and that is not a family friendly show. Just FYI. I mean, Doctor Who is. Torchwood is not. So yeah, so we did that, and really, really enjoyed it, and yeah, so that was a really, really fun trip. That was we didn't travel as much as I would have liked to while we were living in Scotland. A big part of it was because of my health, and for part of the time we lived there, I was in a wheelchair, and so traveling was made a little more difficult because of that. But we did have some fun trips. We went to London several times. You know, we did the Cardiff, Birmingham trip. We went to I'm totally blanking on the name. It was a seaside town that we went to a couple times. I went to York. We went to Nottingham. We went to Stonehenge. We did several things in and around the London area. So I'm glad that we got that experience, because that was a lot of fun to do things like that in and around London. Now it's going to drive me nuts that I can't remember the name of that little seaside town. There we go. North Berwick. It wasn't very far by train from Edinburgh, and it was a lot of fun. We enjoyed that. So, yeah. Okay, well, I think I'm going to call it a close here. I did not finish this, but I definitely will finish this the first Sunday in January doing when I do my Stitch With Me. I just have this one full row left, and look at my pattern over here. And then some up here and some in the ears. So I will definitely finish this the first Sunday in January, and then I will be moving on to do Cat in Heart. So, yeah, so that'll be a lot of fun. So, well, thank you for joining me today. If you want to find us online, you can go to our website, GGKCS. We do all of our show notes there, but also there you'll find links to everywhere else we are online. YouTube, Apple Podcasts, our Facebook group. Make sure you answer the 3 questions. Cat's name is Pink or Pink Pearl. Who's the mama, Cece or Dammy? Cece, that's me. And the 3rd question is to read the rules and agree with them. If you honestly don't know an answer, tell us that. That's fine. We're just trying to make sure we don't get like spammers or anything in the group. And that's where we do all of our seasonal alongs, which cross stitch totally counts to be entered into that. And we try to make sure we have at least 1 cross stitch prize every quarter. Our read along is in there. When we do giveaways, that's in there. So you definitely should come join that. And then everywhere else we are online. And I will continue to be with you daily for Vlogmas. And then our last episode of 2020 it'll be recorded on December 31st and go live the morning of January 1st. And yeah, so I hope you will continue to join us for that. If I don't see you before then, Happy New Year, and remember to stay safe, stay healthy, wear your masks, and check on your friends and loved ones, especially those who might be alone during this time, and phone call, text, going to the store, do you need anything, things like that. Just check on the people in your life. So, all right, well, until we see you again, happy crafting, and we'll talk to you again soon.